Hannah Ingram-Moore made a series of bombshell admissions during her Good Morning Britain interview. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel GMB Briefing. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Captain Tom Moore's daughter, Hannah Ingram-Moore, made some startling revelations on Good Morning Britain today. When pressed by hosts Kate Garraway and Robert Rinder, she uncomfortably addressed questions regarding the shame she might feel and what her late father would think about the controversies posthumously. During the probing interview, Hannah was challenged on the £1.5 million advance she received for her father's 3 books prior to his death. Additionally, she defended herself amidst inquiries about the demolition of a spa described as a memorial to Sir Tom, and the motivation behind penning her own self-published book on dealing with loss, which she found to be a cathartic experience. Amongst the biggest bombshells dropped during her candid disclosure, she admitted there were errors in judgment and gave insight into her personal finances. She also spoke poignantly about her journey with grief. "My mother died a very long, slow death from dementia, which is why my father moved in with us in the first place. I think we probably buried the loss of her because my father moved in." She further reflected on the extraordinary public mourning for her father, stating, "It was truly magical. Of course, then he died in a very public way and the world was grieving for him and not just us. I realized that so many people weren't able to discuss loss. As the headlines swirled and we lost control of any sense of the truth, I was looking out and seeing the lie being much more interesting than the truth behind it, so I had to bury my own grief." She explained, "Writing the book was cathartic. It was a way to put my loss down. But I didn't want it to be all about me. It was touching those people who came to talk to me about their loss," reports The Mirror. £1.5 million spent. The conversation then turned to the £1.5 million advance Hannah's family received for the trilogy of books, which Rob highlighted were intended to go in support of the foundation. He questioned how much of that hefty sum actually found its way to the foundation. Hannah recalled, "It was going back 5 years ago now. The book contract was between my father and the publisher, when Rob interjected to clarify who had inked the deal. I tell you why before you answer. The publisher said you signed that contract." He pressed her for an answer. She clarified the situation. "He signed that contract with Penguin Random House, and I signed to say where the money was going on his behalf. He was alive and he decided. It never said anywhere that sales would go to the charity, not us," she insisted. "We agreed it would go to support the launch of the charity and money from the book revenue did support the charity. There's no signature to say that it would go to the charity. There was never any contract with the charity ever." When probed about the exact amount donated to the charity, she responded, "I don't think it's helpful for anyone because every time there's a number, it just gets bandied around. Tens of thousands went in. £18,000 payout." Anna came under scrutiny regarding the £18,000 she allegedly received for judging the Captain Tom Foundation Connector Awards. Rob mentioned that the charity reimbursed £2,000 of it. The relationship with Virgin predated the charity. "That relationship started way before the charity," she defended herself. "He got paid, other judges got paid. The relationship continued with me, with the initial intention not to involve the charity. It was my idea to say let's include them and let's make sure they get some money. All that judging takes a lot of time." Foundation wage. In terms of remuneration for her role at the foundation, Hannah asserted that her £60,000 payment for the 9-month tenure was not something she requested specifically. She clarified in her conversation with Rob and Kate, "I didn't ask or demand. I was asked what I was earning. I told them what I was earning. The charity asked me. There was no demand. There was no 'I won't do it unless you pay me' that. In the end, it was a negotiation, and when they offered me the salary, what I was offered and accepted in the end was £85,000. My role could only ever last for 9 months. I was employed for 3 months at a time for a maximum of 9 months. So what I earned was about £60,000. Feelings of shame and guilt. In a deeply emotional segment, Rob queried Hannah about any feelings of guilt. She responded, "When I look back at the last 5 years, we know that we own the truth. What I can't do is sit here and persuade everyone to believe our reality." Before being interrupted by Kate, who pointed out that people feel betrayed by her actions. Reflecting on the challenging times during COVID, she mentioned, "If you look back to that dark time of COVID, and we as a family were in the same position as everyone else, and we said to my father, 'Why don't you walk up and down a lot of times?' And that's what is being forgotten." Only to be countered by Kate stating Captain Tom's spirit would remain unforgettable, but concerns linger over potential damage to his legacy. Hannah strongly defended her stand regarding the charity, saying, "There was no willful mismanagement, no will to do anything but support the legacy. My father was there with us. We said, how can we continue this legacy? And that was when a friend said, why don't you set up a charity? We didn't go away and set it up. Other people set it up." Father's reaction. The conversation turned to father's reaction when Hannah was probed. What would your father make of you taking £18,000? What would he think of the £1.5 million that was kept? Do you think that's what he would have wanted? She reiterated her stance firmly, asserting, "He was alive when he was paid that money. Neither he signed the contract. No, he lived with us and we were all equal. We didn't think of him diminished man. He was paid that money as an advance and he decided where it went. We didn't take it. He was paid it and not a penny was received by him and us once those books went on sale. The money was paid to him as an advance. He decided where it went. Charity money didn't pay for the building or the hot tub. It was our personal money on our land." Planning error. During the interview, Hannah also addressed the confusion surrounding the use of the foundation's name in the planning application for the spa block, which was intended as a special memorial space for Captain Tom. "We did not ever intend for it to say the foundation's name on it. We did sign it, and we've always said it was an error. It should not have had the foundation on it. That building had all the memorabilia in it. It was for legacy. It's gone. It's a building that's not there anymore. We've always said we didn't get it all right. He was paid that money for the books," she explained. Earlier in the conversation, she remarked, "The building doesn't exist anymore. It's taken down. What is there left to talk about? It's history."